Cincinnati Reds versus Pittsburgh Pirates. The Cincinnati Reds, 60-55, third National League Central, play Game 2 of a 4-game series on the road at PNC Park against the Pittsburgh Pirates, 49-66, fifth National League Central. Cincinnati lost to the Chicago Cubs 6-1 on Wednesday, snapping a 2-game winning streak by the Reds. Cincinnati trails first-place Milwaukee in the National League Central by 10.5 games. Pittsburgh lost to the San Francisco Giants 4-2 on Wednesday. The Pirates have lost 2 straight and 4 of the last 6. Pittsburgh trails first in the NL Central by 21.5 games. Cincinnati will play without 11 pitchers and left fielder Tyler Callahan. Pittsburgh will play without 5 pitchers, as well as position players Jack Brannigan, Endy Rodriguez, and Emmanuel Valdez. The Cincinnati Reds are 12th in runs scored with 521, 15th in on-base percentage at .318, 16th in batting average at .246, and 20th in slugging percentage at .390. Elly De La Cruz leads Cincinnati in home runs with 19, and Spencer Steer is a distant second. With 13, La Cruz is the leader in RBI with 73rd. Steer is second in RBI with 50. Cincinnati has hit 179 doubles, 14 triples, and 117 home runs for 310 extra base hits in 115 games. On the mound, Cincinnati is 69th in batting average against at .234, 8th in quality starts with 47, 10th in whip at 1.24, and 14th in ERA at 3.87. Nick Martinez leads Cincinnati in wins with 9. Nick Lodolo leads the Reds in strikeouts with 124, and Andrew Abbott leads in ERA at 2.34. On Friday, Cincinnati will hand the ball to Chase Burns. This season, the rookie right-hander is 0-3 with a 6.04 ERA, 1.48 whip, and 47 strikeouts. The Pittsburgh Pirates are 25th in on-base percentage at .303, 27th in batting average at .232, and 30th or last in both runs scored with 407 and slugging percentage at .346. O'Neal Cruz leads Pittsburgh in home runs with 18 and is second in RBI with 48. Andrew McCutchen is second in home runs with 11, and Brian Reynolds leads in RBI with 53rd. Pittsburgh has 5 players with 30 or more RBI. The Pirates have hit 159 doubles, 16 triples, and 81 home runs for 256 extra base hits in 115 games. On the mound, Pittsburgh is 6th in whip at 1.22, 7th in batting average against at .236, 10th in quality starts with 45, and 15th in ERA at 3.88. Bailey Falter leads Pittsburgh in wins with 7, while Paul Skeens leads in strikeouts with 154 and ERA for starters at 3.88 2nd of February. On Friday, Pittsburgh will hand the ball to Mitch Keller. This season, the right-hander is 5'10 with a 3.89 ERA, 1.22 ERA, and 104 strikeouts. Despite both starting pitchers having performed poorly last time out, the total has finished under in each of the last 5 games played between Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, and in 4 of the last 5 games that Cincinnati played on the road against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has had the total finish under in 5 of its last 7 games played at home, largely due to its inconsistent offense and stronger bullpen performances lately. Cincinnati is a respectable 12th in runs scored, but Pittsburgh is 30th or last. Pittsburgh has won 10 of its last 15 games overall, showing strong form as they make a push in the National League standings. The Pirates have also dominated interleague matchups recently, winning 13 of their last 18 games against a team from the National League, which speaks to their consistency and ability to match up well across the board. Additionally, Pittsburgh has fared well against divisional opponents, taking 4 of the last 6 games against fellow NL Central teams, a crucial trend as they aim to climb the division ladder. On the other hand, Cincinnati continues to struggle with consistency, particularly during the month of August, where the Reds have dropped 10 of their last 15 contests. Their rotation hasn't helped matters either, as starting pitcher Chase Burns has been shaky in his last 2 outings. Burns has surrendered a combined 13 hits and 8 earned runs across just 11.1 innings of work, raising concerns about his command and ability to pitch deep into games. Meanwhile, Pirates starter Mitch Keller has also had a rough patch recently, allowing 18 hits and 11 runs over his last 3 starts, 13 innings, but his overall body of work remains solid. Keller owns a 3.89 ERA, which ranks 36th among qualified starters, along with a 1.22 WHIP, 32nd, and 104 strikeouts, 50th, signaling his ability to rebound. He's been a stabilizing force for the Pirates throughout the season and will look to get back on track at home. This game sets up as a crucial test for 2 teams trying to reverse recent pitching struggles, but Pittsburgh's better overall form, combined with Cincinnati's prolonged slump in August, could give the Pirates the upper hand in this divisional showdown. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Pittsburgh Pirates ML. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Miami Marlins versus Atlanta Braves. Miami 56-57. Will be trying to pick up their 4th consecutive road series win when they visit Truist Park on Friday night to face Atlanta, 47-66, in the second game of their 5-game series. Edward Cabrera, 5.5, 3.24 ERA, will get the start for the Marlins. The Braves will counter with Bryce Elder, 4-8, 6.03 ERA. Miami is 6-4 in its last 10 games against Atlanta. The Marlins played well over the past couple of weeks, and they've won 6 of their last 8 games. They are now 3rd in the NL East standings, 6 games behind the second-placed Mets, and 6 games out of the final NL wildcard spot. They will try to reduce the distance and keep their playoff hopes alive with a win on Friday. Miami averages 4.30 runs per game, which is 19th in the league. Their .252 batting average is 9th in the league. Their .316 on-base percentage is 18th, while their .398 slugging percentage is 17th. Xavier Edwards leads Miami with a .298 batting average, while Kyle Stowers leads the team with 25 home runs and 71 RBI. Miami is giving up 4.73 runs per game, which is 24th in the league. Opponents have a .250 batting average against the Marlins, which is 22nd in the league. Their 4.43 ERA is 24th, while their 1.30 WHIP is 21st. In his last start, Cabrera gave up 2 hits and 1 run in 6 innings, leading to a 7-3 win over the Yankees. He is 1-1 with a 3.50 ERA in 4 games against Atlanta. The Braves aren't playing well at the moment, and they've lost 6 of their last 8 games. Things haven't been better at home, where they have lost 7 of their last 9 games. They will try to turn things around and move up the NL East standings with a win on Friday. Atlanta averages 4.14 runs per game, which is 23rd in the league. Their .241 batting average is 21st in the league. Their .317 on base percentage is 16th, while their .388 slugging percentage is 21st. Austin Riley leads Atlanta with a .260 batting average, while Matt Olson leads the team with 18 home runs and 68 RBI. Atlanta is giving up 4.41 runs per game, which is 18th in the league. Opponents have a .241 batting average against the Braves, which is 15th in the league. Their 4.23 ERA is 22nd, while their 1.29 WHIP is 17th. In his last start, Elder gave up 4 hits and 2 runs in 6.2 innings, leading to a 3-2 loss to the Reds. He is 2-3 with a 3.46 ERA in 9 games against Miami. The Marlins average 4.30 runs per game this season, but have seen a dip in offensive production recently, averaging just 3.67 runs per game over their last 3 contests. Despite the slump, They've generally performed well against right-handed pitching, hitting .261 as a team, which ranks them in the top half of the league in that split. They'll be in a favorable position offensively in this matchup, as they're set to face a starter who has struggled significantly at home, surrendering 17 earned runs across his last 3 home outings, an ERA north of 9.00 during that stretch. The Braves, meanwhile, come in averaging 4.14 runs per game on the season, with a marginal drop to 4.06 runs per game when playing at Truist Park. Offensively, they've been slightly less effective against right-handers, batting .244 as a team, and they'll go up against a starter who's allowed 8 earned runs over his last 3 road appearances. That's a sign of potential vulnerability the Braves may be able to exploit, especially if their power bats show up. Both teams have shown inconsistent run production recently, and with 2 starters trending in the wrong direction in their respective splits, this could quietly shape up to be a higher scoring game than their season averages might suggest. The Marlins have won 6 of their last 8 games, while the Braves have lost 7 of their last 9 home games. Miami has the edge here because they've had a lot of success against right-handers, and they're going up against Elder, who has struggled on the mound this season. Elder has given up hard contact consistently, and his recent outings haven't inspired confidence, especially against lineups that can capitalize on mistakes. Miami's offense has been clicking lately, generating quality at-bats and getting contributions from multiple spots in the lineup, which gives them a strong chance to keep that momentum going. He gave up 13 runs in his last 3 starts and 17 runs in his last 3 home starts. With Atlanta's bullpen also struggling, they will have a hard time slowing down the Marlins. Atlanta won't be as successful offensively because they haven't hit the ball as well against right-handers, and they're going up against Cabrera, who gave up 4 runs in his last 3 starts. He gave up 7 runs in 4 starts against the Braves and will keep their offense in check. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Miami Marlins ML. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. New York Mets versus Milwaukee Brewers. The Mets and Brewers square off in Milwaukee on Friday night at American Family Field, as New York sends Kodai Senga to the mound while Milwaukee counters with Brandon Woodruff, who's looked sharp since returning to the rotation. New York is 63-52, but just 25-31 away from Citi Field. They've hung around the playoff race thanks to a strong rotation and timely power, but there's a gap between their home and road performances. They average 4.36 runs per game, ranking middle of the pack in OPS and home runs. Speed has helped too, with 91 stolen bases on the season. Kodai Senga remains their most reliable starter. The right-hander enters with a 2.31 ERA across 17 starts, striking out nearly 1 batter per inning and limiting home runs. His road splits are solid as well, with a 2.20 ERA away from Citi Field. The Mets are 7-3 in his starts, and he's done a good job keeping the team in games despite inconsistent run support. The bullpen has been a mixed bag, and New York's defense hasn't helped much, ranking near the bottom in quality starts and WHIP. That said, when Senga's on the mound, the Mets usually have a fighting chance, especially against strong opponents. Milwaukee enters at 70-44, holding the best moneyline record in the league and thriving at home. The Brewers seem to be doing everything right. They're top 5 in scoring, 3rd in team batting average, 2nd in stolen bases, and have a pitching staff that's been sharp all season. They've also been a bettor's dream, up over 20 units on the money line, which is the best in baseball. Their lineup features a great mix of power and speed, and they've shown an ability to manufacture runs in a variety of ways. On top of that, their bullpen has been among the most reliable in the league, consistently shutting down opponents in late-game situations. The Brewers are winning both the numbers game and the eye test right now. Brandon Woodruff may not have a large sample size, but he's been lights out since returning, posting a 2.22 ERA over 5 starts with a 3-0 record. He struck out 37 batters in just over 28 innings, showing no signs of rust or command issues. His whip is a clean 1.05, and he's looked equally good home and away, handling high-pressure situations with veteran poise. With Senga and Woodruff on the mound, runs could be hard to come by in this potential playoff preview. Senga has been outstanding against winning teams, and the under is 5-0-1 in his last 6 starts against opponents above .500. That trend speaks to his ability to elevate his game in tougher matchups. Both pitchers are strikeout artists who can work deep into games, limiting bullpen exposure. Given the strong starting pitching and the way both teams have performed in tight games, the under is worth a serious look in this spot. The Brewers have also seen the under hit often with Woodruff on the mound, especially when playing at home, where he's been lights out. His ability to limit base runners and generate weak contact gives Milwaukee a consistent edge in low-scoring contests. Neither bullpen is elite, but both starters are more than capable of handling 6 or 7 innings, which helps keep middle relievers out of the equation, often a key to hitting the under. Add in a tight, playoff-style atmosphere with every pitch under scrutiny and both teams fighting for postseason positioning, and the under becomes the preferred total side. Both teams have some offensive firepower, but that doesn't always translate in these pressure-packed matchups, where scoring can come at a premium and managers play things conservatively. Given the recent form of both starters and the tendency for close, low-scoring games in this spot, the under is the sharp play. This isn't a spot to fade Milwaukee. Woodruff is on a roll right now, showing elite form with increased velocity and sharp command, and the Brewers have been banking money for backers all season long, particularly when he takes the mound. While Senga is a tough opponent with a nasty splitter and solid strikeout stuff, Milwaukee's offense has a higher ceiling, especially with Christian Yelich and William Contreras heating up in recent games. The Brewers also hold a clear edge in bullpen reliability, ranking top 5 in bullpen ERA, and their defense remains one of the cleanest in the league in terms of fielding percentage and fewest errors committed. On the other side, the Mets have struggled in recent matchups against quality teams, often fading late in games due to shaky relief pitching and untimely defensive miscues. Meanwhile, the Brewers have thrived against the NL East, going 7-0 in their last 7 games versus that division. With momentum, a deeper pitching staff, and situational dominance, the Brewers are the right side in this one. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Milwaukee Brewers ML. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Tampa Bay Rays versus Seattle Mariners. The Tampa Bay Rays face the Seattle Mariners, with both teams fighting for wild card position in the American League. The Rays are 57-59, and with back-to-back wins, they are a few games out of a wild card spot in the American League. The Mariners are 63-53, and with 4 wins in a row, they have jumped into one of the wild card spots in the American League. The Rays are hovering around the 500 mark and look to make a postseason push. Drew Rasmussen will start the upcoming game, and he looks to build off a great season as he's allowed only 33 runs in 105 innings pitched while striking out 93 batters. In addition, with a .381 expected opponent slugging percentage, a 5.2 barrel percentage, and a 3.46 expected ERA, opponents are making weak contact and struggling to drive in runs against Rasmussen this season. Rasmussen has stepped up while the lineup has also been great, scoring 4.50 runs per game. Jonathan Aranda is slashing .316/394/478 with 12 home runs and 171 total bases, while Brandon Lowe is slashing .274.3, 25.480 with 20 home runs and 160 total bases. But the rest of the lineup has stepped up as well. Yandy Diaz is slashing .279/340/466 with 20 home runs and 204 total bases, while Junior Caminero and Danny Jensen have added 41 home runs and 305 total bases to round out the lineup, making the Rays tough to stop. The Mariners are having a great season and look to make a push for the division in the second half of the season. Luis Castillo is one of the best pitchers in baseball, but is having a rough season on the mound, allowing 52 runs in 131 innings pitched. In addition, with a .432 expected opponent slugging percentage, a 46.4 hard hit rate, and a 4.21 expected ERA, opponents are making hard contact and driving in runs against Castillo this season, a surprising trend given his usual dominance and consistency. Castillo has struggled, but the lineup has carried the Mariners, scoring 4.58 runs per game with 25 runs in the last 4 games. Cal Raleigh is slashing .249/357/587 with 42 home runs and 247 total bases, while Dominic Canzone is slashing .290/340/490 with 71 total bases, but the rest of the lineup has stepped up as well. Randy Arozarena is slashing .246/349/465 with 22 home runs and 195 total bases, consistently providing timely hits in the middle of the order. Meanwhile, Jorge Polanco and Julio Rodriguez have added 39 home runs and 358 total bases to add depth to the batting order. Rodriguez has also been dangerous on the base paths, adding another layer of pressure on opposing defenses. The recent surge in run production reflects improved plate discipline across the board and a more aggressive approach with runners in scoring position factors that have helped offset Castillo's inconsistencies on the mound. Both lineups have been great, and I see this game being a high-scoring one right from the first pitch. The Rays, who average 4.50 runs per game, have shown they can string together productive innings with Yandy Diaz, Brandon Lowe, and the rest of the batting order making consistent contact and putting together quality at-bats. They've been especially effective at getting on base and driving in runs early. On the other side, the Mariners, who have scored 25 runs in their last 4 games, are swinging with confidence. With Cal Raleigh showing power from both sides of the plate, Julio Rodriguez heating up, and Randy Arozarena adding speed and pop, the offense should continue to click. The Mariners are especially dangerous at home, and their aggressive approach at the plate should help them keep pace in what could quickly turn into a slugfest. Both teams are capable of clearing the fences and cashing in on mistakes, so expect the over to hit in a game where the bats do the talking. The Rays have won back-to-back games, but the Mariners are having a great season overall, and I see them taking over this game from the first inning onward. Seattle, who averages 4.58 runs per game, has consistently shown the ability to score in bunches, especially at home. They should drive in runs at will with Cal Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez, and the rest of the batting order making solid contact and putting together strong plate appearances that wear down opposing pitchers. Randy Arozarena is dangerous for the Rays, but Seattle's pitching staff is built to handle tough hitters. With Luis Castillo on the mound, the Mariners should get multiple strong innings and limit Tampa Bay's scoring opportunities. Castillo has been dominant at home and is capable of setting the tone early. The bullpen has also been reliable late in games, giving Seattle the edge in closing out tight contests. With timely hitting, quality pitching, and home field advantage, the Mariners should control the tempo and come away with a convincing win. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Mariners ML. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box.